Hey guys, my name is Infinite Paladin, and today I'll be looking at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Leader Class Armada Megatron. Like Animated Prow, this was one of the Legacy figures I was looking forward to. It's a Megatron from one of my childhood Transformers shows, so I had to get him. And now that I have him in hand, the painting and sculpting is great. This toy looks exactly how it does in the anime, from the front to the back. This version doesn't bear any resemblance to G1 Megatron, but this isn't an issue. I always found this design to be a unique and refreshing take on the character. Armada as a whole had interesting designs, and I'm hoping to see more of them in Legacy. Megatron's toy design is overall accurate from the look to the color scheme. The toy even has the same mechanical details in the show, like these lines on his chest, these bits on his wrists, and the sculpting on his legs. Including these details is expected from Hasbro, but I have to commend them for doing this. As the saying goes, it's the little details that matters. The only nitpick I have is I wish the Decepticon logo was on this chest piece. But then again, Armada's animation is inconsistent, so this piece being blinked, to an extent, is animation accurate. So glad the toy's body proportions didn't end up like this. Now let's look at his head. The top of his head has a nice gloss to it. The antlers are rubber, which is a good idea since they are thin. If they were plastic, they would break from one mishap. However, I don't like that the antlers are removable. Oh god, he looks weird without the antlers. I'm not sure if this was intentional, and if it was, I don't see the reason why. I don't remember Megatron ever removing them. Oh, if this is supposed to be a reference to that, well played. His eyes are this sinister red, giving him that condemning glare he has in the show. As for his face, he may look stoic, but that's pretty accurate. I think Hasbro nailed it with Megatron's constant grumpy look. It's so good, you can just hear the voice of David K coming out of him. I'm not Jobby the Han. I can't get David K in for a cameo. Shout out to Jobby though. He's my favorite toy reviewer on YouTube and a huge inspiration to me. He's one of the reasons why I do toy reviews. So, thank you Jobby. I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for you. Swivel here! Megatron overall feels solid. Nothing on him is flimsy or will break. The only thing not durable is the orange paint on these parts besides his towering shoulders. The paint chipped due to his transformation process, which we'll look at later, but they are small so the damage is barely visible. Now let's take a look at his gimmicks. You can remove the barrel from his cannon. Like the antlers, it is made out of rubber. The turret is capable with the FET parts, but I sadly misplaced the only one I have. Oops. If you turn Megatron's hands inwards, you can attach the barrel to this peg. It kind of looks cool, but I'm honestly not sure why this is a thing. I don't remember Megatron ever doing this in Armada. Maybe it's a reference to G1 Megatron's fusion cannon? Well, it's more like a reference to Shockwave. Either way, it kind of feels unnecessary, at least to me. But the next gimmick he has is necessary, and that's his evil fusion weapon. I still think that's a silly name, but it admittedly syncs well with Megatron. You can shift his cannon from his back to the front, and just turn the cannons and BOOM! The chest-mounted cannon may look excessive, but it is accurate and looks damn powerful. This mode would look even more powerful if Legacy released an Armada tidal wave that combines with Megatron. Oh! Now, as cool as the chest-mounted cannon looks, I think it should have had a full rotation. I can't remember if it could do a full rotation in the show, but I think it should have been included here. It feels weird that it can't. As for other complaints I had about the cannon, Megatron doesn't have his Minicon partner, Leader 1. In the show, his Minicon would combine here, letting Megatron release a powerful blast. I was hoping Megatron, the leader of the Decepticons, and a leader class figure would break the no Minicon curse, but he did not. As I said in my Starscream review, I understand producing Minicons would have cost more, but it is a missed opportunity not including Leader 1. Megatron can thankfully do the pose he does when he combines with him. One of my favorite poses in Armada, and while we're at it, let's look at his articulation. Ball joint at the head, his head can turn from side to side, can look this far up and this far down. If you pull these panels up, his arms can go this far forward, but unfortunately due to the shoulder treads, his arms can't move back. Bicep swivel, elbow joint, rotation at the wrist, His hand can turn, but that's for the gimmick and transformation. Waist swivel, thigh swivel, a kick, bend at the knee, a spread, a pivot, his heels can bend, and finally, up and down at his foot. The articulation could have been better. Megatron isn't as dynamic as I hoped. His lower body's articulation is fine, it's his arms I have more of an issue with. Every Transformer's arms can fully rotate, but Megatron's is limited due to his shoulder treads not moving. I'm not a Transformers engineer, but I think there should have been a rotation joint in this area. It would allow Megatron's arms to move more freely. I am aware of an upgrade kit that includes rotation joints that fixes this issue, but I'm too scared to mod toys. I feel like something will go wrong even with a demonstration. So for now, I have to deal with Megatron's lack of arm movement. Now, let's do some size comparisons. Here's Kingdom Hearts Nendoroid Sora, Transformers Legacy Armada Hotshot, Cloud Strife, War for Cybertron Siege Megatron, Legacy Transmetal 2 Beast Wars Megatron, Armada Starscream. Megatron looks amazing with Starscream. Armada has one of the best portrayals of their relationship, and with these two in hand, I can give Starscream the rightful justice he deserves. And finally, Transformers Legacy Evolution Armada Optimus Prime! Oh, that's right! I got Armada Optimus Prime and it looks so good together! I will be reviewing him next, but let's not get too carried away. We still have a few things on Megatron I have to look at, starting with his transformation. And here we have his tank mode. I believe this is the first Megatron incarnation to transform into a tank, but I might be wrong about that. His transformation is fun and very straightforward. It's so easy that I memorized the process after doing it once. The step with his shoulders shifting upwards does explain why they're locked into place, but again, I would have liked the rotation joint. As for the tank itself, most of it is animation accurate and solid like the robot mode. The cannon can still rotate. It can roll thanks to these wheels. The only aspect on the tank that isn't animation accurate are the treads, which are slimmer and longer. But I don't really mind that. The tank mode overall looks the same as it does in the anime. The only issues I have with the tank mode are his feet, which are sticking out, and the head. The antler sticking out is accurate, but his head should have plugged in instead of just covering his face. The tank's underside does look clean with his face covered though, but if you move the cannon, the back of his head is still visible. It's also still movable, and because of that, there's a chance you can accidentally remove an antler. Putting it back in is kind of a bitch in this mode because of the treads. Again, I don't like the antlers are removable, and this is kind of the main reason why, but you can avoid breaking them off. Besides those issues, the tank is alright. Let's do size comparisons again. Sora, Hotshot, Cloud, Siege Megatron, Transmetal 2 Megatron, Starscream, and Optimus Prime. Once again, they look good together. I'm very excited about reviewing Optimus Prime. But as for this toy, Megatron overall is alright. I don't regret buying him, and as I said in the beginning, this is a childhood Megatron, so I am happy. There are just some aspects I wish were better, like the antlers and arm articulation. I still recommend getting a Megatron if you watch Armada like I did, and you can get him from the Big Bad Toy Store. And if you're more comfortable with modding toys, I also recommend getting the upgrade kit. Links are in the description. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for not uploading till now, the last 2 months were busy, so this is sadly the last video of the year. I plan on doing more videos, starting with Optimus Prime, so stay tuned. If you like what I'm doing, please leave a like and subscribe, I very much appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Paladin Toys, and I'll see you all next year. Happy holidays!